Well, guys, the first 2 episodes of the upcoming Ms. Marvel series have been sent out to critics, and we got the first wave of reviews. And it's pretty much unanimous that this thing is different. It furthers the MCU and adds another big element to the entire Marvel universe, with unanimous love for Ms. Marvel herself. So we are talking about non-spoilery reviews of the first 2 episodes, and there is well over like 20 reviews out there. I looked at the ones I typically look at just to kind of gauge what people are saying. I look at people who typically love the MCU, people who hate the MCU, and the ones in between. I take about 5 of each, and then I kind of just look at it and see what they have in common and what they kind of agree and disagree on. The one thing that seems very much, how do I put this? Unanimous praise is Ms. Marvel herself. Pretty much every single review praises the character, the acting, the way that she's played up, essentially saying that this is the comic book character come to life. The humor, the optimism that's there, the fact that there is plenty of things going on that ground her in this world for the age she's in, and it feels authentic to it, that it doesn't feel forced, that the acting seems so on point and kids and teenagers act like kids and teenagers in their element. And I've even seen some people say it feels like Peter Parker in high school, which I think that's honestly the exact type of thing you're looking for. Also, there is mentions of the bigger Marvel world, saying that there's a couple of surprising things happening here that definitely tell you when this is taking place and the things going on around it, which sounds pretty awesome. And I think that's something that a lot of people have complained about in the other Marvel series. It's like, why don't they mention this? Or why isn't that a factor? Or why isn't this brought up? Well, it sounds like this one is going to do a little bit more of that. And it kind of makes sense, because the more you read of these reviews, the more they say that they translated that whole fangirl element, and she is a fangirl of this universe, and you get the sense that she is a really big fangirl and wants to do anything to be an Avenger. The one thing that they do point out is the fact that there isn't a lot of action yet, but it's the first 2 episodes that they watched. The other thing that they point out is the music. Apparently that's really good, that there's a lot of things here dealing with social issues and how everything is moving in the world, which again, I think that was a given. People praise the way that they portray her family and the religious aspects, which again, I think people know by now, but obviously Muslim, so that's kind of important to the character. So it's good to see that that's going to be mentioned and represented in a pretty good way. And even the visual effects, they say when they show up, they are top tier here. They don't look out of place like some of the earlier special effects we've seen in other Marvel shows. Most notably, let's just look at Moon Knight in those first 3 to 4 episodes where the effects were, they were a little rough. So overall, this thing is getting a lot of praise. I mean, I only saw one real negative review, and it was literally positive. The only thing they mentioned that they didn't like about it was, well, it's not in my age range, as I'm like 2.5 times the age of the character. So I guess that's telling. So it seems like we got another winner on